सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। ओम जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो अमृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यान् शस्त्रचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो दशदिक्पालेभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ चतुर्विंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। Let us chant the entire chapter. It is talking about how the creation happens, how the dissolution happens, and in that Prakruti and Purusha Samyogam, mixture of Prakriti Purusha led to the creation, and when the Purusha gets bound, identified with the Prakriti, he is said to be in the Bandhanam. When he gets detached from that, then he is in the Mukta Sthiti. And at the higher level of Mukta Sthiti, Purusha alone is there, Ekameva Advayam. From him only the entire creation came. This subject, this topic, when time and again one is thinking, reflecting, contemplating upon, in the strength of this contemplation, all the value importance given to the duality, the world, gets dissolved automatically. Thereafter, there will be no more bandhana of samsara to us. How that happens? Let us study and see. Om Atha Chaturvimshodhyayah Shri Bhagavanuvaच. Om Atha Te Sampravakshami Sankyam Purvairvinishchidam Tayat Tadvignaya Puman Sadhyaha Jahyadvaikalpikam Brahmam Asit Jnanamato Hyartha Ekameva Vikalpidam Yada Viveka Nipunaha Adau Kruta Yuge Yuge Tanmaya Falarupena Kevalam Nirvikalpitam वाङ्मनोगोचरम् असत्यं द्विधा समभवद्बृहतो तयोरेकतरो ह्यर्थः प्रकृतिशोभयात्मिका ज्ञानं तु अन्यतमो भावः पुरुषः सोऽभिधीयते तमो रजः सत्त्वमिति प्रकृतेरभवन् गुणाः मया प्रक्षोभ्यमाणायाः पुरुषानुमतेन च तेभ्यः समभवत् सूत्रं महान् सूत्रेण संयुतः ततो विकुर्वतो जातः अहंकारो यो विमोहनः वैकारिकस्तयसश्च तामसश्चेत्यहं त्रिवृतो तन्मात्रेन्द्रियमनसां कारणं चित् अचिन्मयः अर्धस्तन्मात्रिकात् जज्ञे तामसादीन्द्रियाणि च तयसा देवता आसन् एकादश च वैकृतात् मया सञ्चोदिता भावाः सर्वे संहत्यकारिणः अंडमुत्पादयामासुः ममायतनमुत्तमं तस्मिन्नहं समभवम् अंडे सलिलसंस्थितौ मम नाभ्यामभूत्पद्मं विश्वाख्यं तत्र चात्मभूः सोऽसृजत्तपसा युक्तः रजसा मदनुग्रहात् लोकान् सपालान् विश्वात्मा भूर्भुवः स्वरिति त्रिधा देवानाम् ओक आसीत् स्वः भूतानां च भुवः पदम् मर्त्यादीनां च भूर्लोकः सिद्धानां त्रिथयात् परम् अधो सुराणां नागानां भूमेरोको सृजत् प्रभुः त्रिलोक्यां गतयः सर्वाः कर्मणां त्रिगुणात्मनां योगस्य तपसश्चैव न्यासस्य गतयो मलाः महर्जनस्तपः सत्यं भक्तियोगस्य मद्गतिः मया कालात्मना धात्रा कर्मयुक्तमिदं जगतो गुणप्रवाह एतस्मिन् उन्मज्जति निमज्जते अणुर्बृहत्कृशः स्थूलः यो यो भावः प्रसिद्ध्यति सर्वोऽपि उभयसंयुक्तः प्रकृत्या पुरुषेण च यस्तु यस्यादिरन्तश्च स वै मध्यं च तस्य सन् विकारो व्यवहारार्थः यथा तैजस पार्थिवाः यदुपादाय पूर्वस्तु भावो विकुरुते अपरम् आदिरन्तो यदा सत्यस्य तत्सत्यमभिधीयते प्रकृतिः अस्य उपादानम् आधारः पुरुषः परः सतोऽभिव्यञ्जकः कालः ब्रह्म तत्त्रितयन्तु अहं सर्गः प्रवर्तते तावत् पौर्वापर्येण नित्यशः महान् गुणविसर्गार्थः स्थित्यन्तो यावदीक्षणम् विराण्मया साध्यमानः लोककल्पविकल्पकः पञ्चत्वाय विशेषाय कल्पते भुवनैः सह अन्ये प्रलीयते मर्त्यम् अन्नं धाना सुलीयते धाना भूमौ प्रलीयन्ते भूमिर्गन्धे प्रलीयते अप्सु प्रलीयते गन्धः आपश्च स्वगुणे रसे लीयते ज्योतिषिरसः ज्योतिरूपे प्रलीयते रूपं वायौ स च स्पर्शे लीयते सोऽपि चाम्बरे अम्बरं शब्दतन्मात्रे इन्द्रियाणि स्वयोनिशो योनिर्वैकारिके सौम्य लीयते मनसीश्वरे शब्दो भूतादिमप्येति भूतादिर्महति प्रभुः स लीयते महान् स्वेषु गुणेषु गुणवत्तमः ते अव्यक्ते सम्प्रलीयन्ते तत्काले लीयते अव्यये कालो मायामये जीवे जीव आत्मनि मय्यचे आत्मा केवल आत्मस्थः विकल्पापाय लक्षणः एवमन्वीक्षमाणस्य कथं वैकल्पिको भ्रमः मनसो हृदि तिष्ठेत व्योम्निवार्कोदये तमः एष साङ्ख्यविद्धिः प्रोक्तः संशयग्रन्थिभेदनः प्रतिलोमानुलोमाभ्यां परावरदृशा मया इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे चतुर्विंशोऽध्यायः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरुशरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव 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 श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. Is not this one mantra enough? If we know the meaning and meditating on the meaning, if we can chant deeply in our heart, for taking us from where we are to what we are. Vasudeva, that pure conscious self, which is there everywhere. With that, this mantra will make us identified with, awakened to, realize with, if we can truly understand the meaning of every name Sri Krishna from there onwards, Vasudeva is a Maha Paramadbhuta Kirtana mantra, Japa mantra, then contemplation mantra as well as dhyana mantra. If we can really have the inclination to do contemplation on this. So, taking the grace blessings of all the devatas, insistingly by forcing them through all our serious, sincere prayers, let us do the study of this Bhagavata Mahapurana Ekadasha Skandha. ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति अयं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चदकरिचितो ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं एकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ चतुर्विंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रकृतिपुरुषविवेकः सृष्टेः अनुलोमविलोमप्रक्रियाः प्रक्रियौ. Yesterday we came up to the Bhagavan, his Navi Kamala, Brahmadeva Utpannam. Brahmadeva did tapasya, Bhagavan appeared, Bhagavan has given him Brahmajnanam for himself to be Mukta, their entire Veda Jnanam as well as the Jnanam for the Srishti. Then he invoked or gave Rajoguna in him for the creation of all the lokas and all the dehas in all the lokas for the jivas. So with his tapasya, Brahmadeva invoked Bhagavan, and what tapasya he did, all that was seen by us in the second, third skandhas very exhaustively. When it was told that Brahmadeva, when he came, he looked around, he could not find anything. Then he entered into the Nala from where he came, he could not find anything. It was absolute Andhakara. Then he came back and closed eyes and tried to trace his own cause. And in that intense meditation, he heard the 16 and 21 letters. When they heard, it was Ta and Pa. He went on doing the Tapa. In that two letters, Tapa revealed to him the guidance for doing tapasya on his own source or origin. In that inquiry, naturally his source origin being Narayana, Narayana Bhagavan appeared. To that Narayana Brahma Samvada, Narayana Bhagavan gave him the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam and the Rajogunam as well as all the matter of Panchamahabhuta etc. which were created before Brahma was created, and he was given the job of doing the Karanam of the Srishti. You create now all the lokas and all the dehas. Jivas are already there. They only have to enter into those dehas which are created in all lokas. Created all lokas, in all the lokas. Now we have seen yesterday in which lokas which are the jivas sent, or for which jivas which are the loka. Like in any of the big conferences also, depending on the VVIP and second level, VIP and important people, not very, and okay, lower type of people, the workers, drivers. So alag accommodation you give depending on the ability, capacity. Everything is there. In the same way, those who jivas who were not realized in the earlier Srishti, at the Pralaya Kala, when they were in their own Bijavastha, when the new Srishti came, by created a Brahma on the Adesh of Narayana. This is how each of the jivas means went to different lokas in which they are given those suitable bodies. So those lokas will have those bodies, into those dehas these jivas are sent. And these jivas both, they are given and the prarabdha to get exhausted. And in some of the yonis like Manusha and all, they can even do the Purushartha for sadhana. So that again they through Papa go to lower, through Punya higher, through sadhana beyond. This is how we have to clearly understand with an expanded intellect, with a calm and quiet mind about what exactly has happened in the Srishti, right now also is happening, and it goes on happening. You and I as Jiva, when we recognize our essential nature, we get liberated from this Sushti Sthiti Laya, Pralaya, Janma Marana, being sent to different yonis, into different lokas, in different Srishtis again. We are with love. So that experience of ourselves as ourselves is liberation for us. Then this entire thing which is happening from the experiencer standpoint, but not happening from the absolute standpoint, the farak or the difference between these two clearly is known by him. He is not affected by the seeming happening of the creation. That's called as mukta sthiti. So yesterday what has happened? Ki saha asrujat tapasa yuktaha rajasa mad anugrahat lokan sapalan vishwatma bhurvuvah swaha iti tridha. 11th mantra I am chanting. So saha vishwatma, that Brahma Deva, who has all his capacity given to him to create the entire Vishwa of all the lokas and dehas of the Jiva, tapasa yuktaha. When did tapasya? I got blessings from me. Then rajasa, by the Rajaguna, Mother of Grath, blessed by me. What did he do? He has done what? Lokan Sapalan Asrujatu. He has created all the lokas and lokapalas and all the other beings. So lokapalas he created means lokapala dehas he created. Into those deha, the lokapala arahata yukta jivas would be sent. That's how the creation of only dehas by Brahmadeva. Vishwatma, mainly they are bhuhu, bhuvaha, suvaha, and then these are the ones which are full of karma and coming and going. Karma coming going. Below also there are for the lower yonis, jiva, upper also are there for the higher ones. Before that, first these three lokas are filled with the due dehas as well as the jivas. Now, in each of them, when you contemplate, no, with the blessing of Brahmadeva and Narayana and Bhagavata Acharyas, such a beautiful, subtle, deeper, higher knowledge will start revealing about the entire creation, about the entire cosmos, about the entire coming and going of all these jivas into dehas and lokas. It will be very high level that can't be taught like that in the class. And nobody can even say, see, only one rare among the millions, when they are the deep contemplation, they'll be able to visualize all that, like Krishna blessed Arjuna. Arjuna could see all this. He could see all lokas, all the dehas, and in all deha, the jiva, and all their coming and going, living, everything he could see. In fact, if we can understand this 11th chapter of Gita as visualized by Arjuna and said, Dhad Vishwarupa Pashyami Devan Stava Devadehe Sarvan Sada Bhuta Vishesha Sangan. Keep all that one side and keep this 24th chapter of 11th Skandha on side. And when you comparatively study, you will entirely understand right from beginning of creation up to the entire Pralaya what exactly happening in between. What a beautiful study it is. Independently, those are interested, take both books, sit in a corner, spend a month or so, and you can thoroughly study. They will know it. It can't be explained. Each one will have to feel it by going through everyone. First study Bhagavatam, then study Gita, and then comparatively, oh, this is how the Srishti began from the beginning up to Brahmadeva. Then from the Brahmadeva, the secondary creation has come in the form of all the dehas into all the jivas have entered. Then those jivas, with the given freedom, with the given resources, started doing whatever they wanted. That's how the entire creation. And that's how all beings around us, you and me also. At the same time, we have a choice again. After this knowledge, having gained the idea to eject out of this creation, or to get into a better part of the creation, or remaining the same part, or even can go to the lower creations also. It's all our choice. Then, once you know this, we know that we are the responsible ones to go to anywhere. Therefore, people are responsible. That sort of bondage goes away. The world is a cause. That sort of dependency goes away. I am the one who is creating my life, and I am the one who can create for me. That self dependency comes to me. Then, with this self dependency and initiative, as said now, we can do the lower things, go lower work, lower worlds, do the higher ones, go to the higher one, continue to do as we are doing Papa Punya beyond the earth, then do the meditation with the help of Taittiriya Upanishad and know your own self. All the four gates are open. That is why those who know this, Prakruti Pravritti Purusha Viveka, those who know this, Srishti Sthiti Pralaya, are the ones who are freed. That's why it is said. Freed means they are now given a chance to get freedom. In Gita, everywhere it is said, the one who knows this way, how the from Purusha, the entire creation has come and dissolution happens, the one who knows that he gets liberated, means that he gets an idea as to how to get liberated. To implement that idea or not, again it is his own choice. Now we are at least having an idea now. So let us go through Prarabdha for some time, keeping this knowledge remembered again and again. Who knows, after certain years or lives, we may get an idea enough of doing karma as karta and going through all this. Let me have the jnana of the Atma and get liberated. That idea may come to us. It has not come now, maybe. Maybe it will come in this life and only. Maybe in the earlier, next life, in the beginning. Who knows? But keep this knowledge intact in us and go through life. So we have seen yesterday, Devanam Asit Swaha Okaha. Oka means place. So the loka of the Swarga was given to those jivas who are in the position of the Devatas. So the Swarga loka made, and all Devata Shariras are made, and the Deva Yonis are Deva Sthiti jivas are sent into those lokas. Remember, all Devata also are jivas. Jivas with the reflection of consciousness in the Ahamvritti. According to their own karma, they are given different positions. Depending on the position, they are called those. तो किन्नर लोक में रहने वाले किन्नर लोग हो गए, उनके शरीर वैसे होते हैं. So to Gandharva Yaksha, so to the Devatas. So in the Devata Shariras are the Jivas. They have entered Deva Yoni, they were Devatas called there. They are in the Swarga. So that Swarga Loka for those Jiva. And they, after exhausting their punya, they come back again and to the earth where there is a karma yoni, karma bhumi, purushartha, opportunity, everything is given to them. Nobody in the Devaloka are permanent. In fact, nobody is permanent in any loka. Every loka is bought only with expenses, with money. Then once that is over, you are back to the karma bhumi only on the human manushya. That will be told by the Lord in the further slokas. And you can feel it also, being in this very life with the Purushartha Samarthya, how every of the jiva is, all are in this loka only. You can see the terrorists also, you can see the looters, plunderers, killers also. In the same world, you can see people silently doing their own job, business also. You can see the people going beyond their selfishness, taking care of family, not only family, taking care of the relatives. Not only that, those are able to take care of the even general public, even the nation. You can see the jiva's expanse in his own heart. Accordingly, they'll be sent to those lokas, and in this very loka, they are sent to those offices, those departments, those different chambers. That itself is a sign to tell us that depending on his qualification, he has sent to that loka. He's been sent to that loka. In any corporate office. In the general hall, everybody will be seated and working. But once he gets for promotion, he'll be shifted to a hall where not so many crowd are there, only 10 people are there. From there also he gets promotion, he'll go to a place where he and his personal assistant are there. When he gets promotion, he'll be an officer, all alone is there. He's alone. Loka, with all his comforts, obviously. Powers. You can see, same happens. So Devata, Loka, Arhata, qualification, the jivas who have sent to Devaloka. So to Bhutanam cha Bhuvaha Padam, for all the human beings and all the Jivarasi who are to be staying on the Bhuloka, they are sent here. Then Martyadinam cha, then sorry. Devanam okasit swahu bhutanam cha bhupadam martyadinam. Then, sorry, bhutanam cha bhupadaha. For all the intermediate region jivas, the intermediate locals are given. Martya adinam cha bhurlokaha. For the human and whatever we are seeing, the jivas of whatever around us, including trees, they are sent to bhuloka. Then siddhanam, among those jivas who have not yet got mukti, but have to a great extent did sadhana of controlling the mind, even they are also embarked on samyama of the mana, and in every sadhana, योग में सम्यक तक पहुंचने वाले, भक्ति में शरणागति तक पहुंचने वाले, अंत तत्व जिज्ञासा में जो लोग सिद्धांत को समझकर ऑलमोस्ट दोज आर डूइंग दी आत्मा आत्मा विवेका, such people who are not like the other three earlier said, little higher, they are sent to Siddhanam Tritayat Param. Their chambers or lokas are beyond Sarga Adi. Then Adha Asuranam Lok Naganam Bhumehe. Bhumehe Adha, all the Asura, Naga, Ityadi are given the place to stay. See, it is Adaha, Madhyama, Urdhva when it is said. It is not in comparison with Sukha and Dukha. Remember, for those Papa Punya done, whatever Sukha they deserve, those yonis, those dehas can give them those Sukha Dukha, therefore they are sent there. You understand? Like animals, when we say, animal means not only always Dukha. In animal also there will be some Sukha when they get good food, when they get some comfort. Hota hai ki nahi? So too when they say here Asura Nagaloka, don't think that they are absolutely Nicha, Nikrushna, Nikamma. But they have their own dukkha there, they have their own thing. But they also have their own punya phala, some sukha there also. Pura papa naraka, pura punya swarga. In between all these have middle lokas. Where more punya, less papa. More papa, less punya, they are the adoloka. Papa punya sama, it is artha, bhuloka. Then पाप पुण्य के अतीत साधना में जो है सत्व गुण से they are all in the above loka than swarga. That's called as maharjana tapaha satya. They are all there very much. You can see in all our Purana, the Narada, the Rishis, Sapta Rishis, they are going to all the lokas. They go up to Brahma loka. Maharjana tapoloka explanations are given very less places in our Purana. But about Brahmaloka, let is talked. About Swargaloka, a lot of discussion comes. About the Asura Loka, little bit we know. Bhuloka, Tom Hai. So, Siddhanam Tritayat Param. Then Adaha Asuranam Naganam Bhumehe Adaha. We have to study it like that. Okaha Asuryat Prabhu. The Prabhu has created the Adholoka, then the Bhumi to Asura Naga. Then, most important line here is Trilokyang Gataya Sarvaha Karmanam Trigunatmanam. Means Trigunatmanam Karanam Trigunatmanam Sarvaha Trigunatmanam Karmanam Trilokyam Gataya Sarvaha. So for all the karmas done by the Trigunas, karmas done by Triguna, the three lokas are there. But when the sadhana is done, not with Rajas Tamas, but with Sattva Guna, they go about loka. So the Bhuloka, the Swargaloka, between Antariksha Loka is said to be are the main karma gatis for the jivas who have done karma influenced by these three gunas. Too much of Tamaguna karma done, they have to go through all the papa, therefore Naraka and Adhoyonis are given. Too much of Sattva Yukta Punya karma done, no karma to them right now, but they will enjoy lot of Bhoga Sukha and Swarga, again come back. Like some offices. They are good performing people, they give a Europe trip with 1 month of paid leave and all the tickets. Swarga. But that's not permanent. उनको फिर आके कंपनी में काम करना होता है. So think again and again, you get a complete picture about it. So Trigunatmanam Karmanam Sarvaha Gataya Trilokyam Santi. in these three lokas are all the gatis for those jivas who are doing karma, depending on a triguna. Now, in the modern world, because of whatever the reason, these knowledges are not taught. Therefore, in that ignorance of this knowledge, with the pseudo knowledge of the mind, intellect, we only living a blind life of yet again the karma only. But in the earlier days, all the Srushti, in the Srushti various lokas, and who are the jivas who go to those lokas with what karma, all of us taught in advance. They were all of us, they know okay, what they want and what they have to do. Of late only we have forgotten all our shastras ityadi. Just maybe few hundreds of years from the time these Mughals have attacked and all, ye sare lupt ho gaye. They have destroyed all the temples, burnt all our scriptures. Around 1400 years. From then onward, this destruction. But before that, everybody knows Purana, but still the urges make them do Papa Punya. According to that, they used to go through, but with the company of the saints, gurus, etc., each jiva used to evolve. Even now also, not that everybody is gone case. There are some people who are studying Shastra, who are understanding different lokas to be the gatis of the karma done here, and then accordingly, consciously they are molding. You and I are knowing only whether we are molding our life consciously for the higher worlds or the beyond worlds or not is subjective. I can't decide for you, you can't decide for me. But choice is there once the knowledge is given. With all the whatever the resources, time, abilities we have, we can involve in sattvic, rajasic, tamasic karma according to those lokas we can go. Rajo, tamo, all the three karmas balancedly done, we become human being. And again in the human being also different yonis of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, फिर बड़ा है वो. All that Lord knows, we can't explain. Too much of tamo guna karma done in the human life only. In the earth only, all the animals, all of that, they are born. Then little of the higher punya karmas done, not the absolute, but little greater. They will be in the antariksha, suvarloka, the yonis. In those lokas of yaksha, kennara, kempurusha, gandharva, charana, ityadi. Okay, these are all intermediate lokas. They are between earth up above Surya, Surya above the Swarga, Swarga and Surya Loka. In between these two are all these lokas. Above the Sargaloka are the Maharjana Tapaha Satya. Physiologically also, Brahmand mein wo hai udhar. Not only meditationally within the heart, but outside also they are there. Physically you see, physically they are like that. Spiritually you see, they are within our own self, beyond the Panchakoshas. These subjects, when they are again and again studied, again by grace of Rishis, Gurus, Devatas, and the Lord, the clarity starts coming. In fact, this is the best entertainment where we are expanding our subtler, deeper knowledge. Now, yesterday we saw here, Yogasya Tapasaschaiva Nyasasya. Yogaha, Tapaha, and Sannyasa. Yogaha, Tapaha, and Sannyasasya Gatayaha Amalaha. Those jivas who have done all these sadhanas, they are sent to a pure, immaculate Gatimin Loka. So, which are they? Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. Yesterday we saw up to this. Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. These people who go, who are the Yoga, Tapaha, and Nyasa. Nyasa means we have given up totally everything and only in their own Pranama Upasana, only the Tattva Chintana they are there, they will be sent to Brahmaloka. So too, those are doing tapaha, manasasya indriyanam aikagram paramantapaha. Those are trying to bring into the control the senses and mana by total regulation discipline, and to a great extent they have achieved consciously. Such people will be sent in a Janoloka and Tapoloka. And those are doing yoga of Chittavritti Nirodha. So many vrittis, yama niyama asana kar karke, if they are doing that to a great extent, they are sent to Maharloka. So yogis go to Maharloka, then the tapasvin goes to Janotapaloka, and the Nyasihi, they go to the Satyaloka. You can think like that. So they are the lokas. Very clearly Bhagavan Krishna is telling to Uddhava, and it is written by Vyasa, told by Shukadeva, came up to us, a jhoot moot to nahi hota. Not told. All the jnanam nahi diya humko. Isliye we are blind to that and we think all this is just stories. Everything is story only till you know it. Everything is a story till you know it. And when you are keeping on experimenting, you are coming to know so many things. See now the uh, underwater aquatics. Did we know after before 200 years that we could see all of them? आप देखो विथ मॉडर्न इक्विपमेंट्स देख रहे हैं, दुनिया ही अलग है. तुम अपने इक्विपमेंट से उसको देख रहे हो, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो तुमने बनाया, तुम्हारे देखने से पहले वो सब है. Is it not? Suddenly, in 6 months, 1 year at a time, the astronomers suddenly tell us that another new planet is discovered, or satellite is discovered, a new solar system is. They celebrate and they give a name to that. अरे बाबा आप अपने इक्विपमेंट्स को डिस्कवर किया, क्रिएट नहीं किए. दिस ऑलरेडी देयर. So too with all yoga sadhanas, we can see all these lokas which are already there. Clear? Then after this is done, remember that yoga tapasaha nyasaha lead to maharjana tapas satya. Now remember, all the naga, asura, atala, vitala, sutala lokas are told. Bhuloka told. Inter between yaksha, kinnara, kimpurusha lokas told. Swarga loka told. Upar maharjana tapas satya told. Along with that, apart from that is another loka set of lokas. You know what are they? They are the loka belong to that particular Ishta Devata. To that, those bhaktas who worship that Bhagavan, they are sent. That's why the thing which we have not said yesterday, ki bhakti yogasya madgatihi. Those who are the Mahabhaktas of me, they come to my loka that is beyond all this, called as Vaikuntha loka. That's how the Brahmadeva also goes to Narayana in the Vaikuntha Loka with all devatas and tells the problem whenever any tyrannical Rakshasa becomes so powerful to trouble them. Vaikuntha Loka. And again, apart from Vaikuntha of Srimad Narayana, this Kailasa is there of Lord Shiva. You have to know it. There is Saketa Puram of Sri Ramachandra. Even now, it is a Golok of Lord Krishna. All of those lokas are there. माताओं के लोग अपने अपने, they are there. One can, if you are upasaka of that, you will go to those lokas. No, if you know all this, it's mind blowing how huge, big, expanded the creation is, universe is. Of which what do we know with all science? Thoda thoda, that also very grass. And what I am saying is only 0.05% only. To be understood by me through various studies and all yogas are millions are there. Uske baad hi I will be capable to speak to you. Whatever little now, seeing the Bhagavatam, we are only talking what is in Bhagavatam without any sadhana or experience. Yet you are allowing me to do so. According to that, this is the position. So, bhaktanam madgatihi, bhakti yogasya madgati. See that different, no? The bhakta is always in his upasana to God. How can he go to any of these lokas which are for the jivas of different karma? Therefore, he'll have to be sent to a loka where Bhagavan alone is the Lord and everything he takes care. So they go to the Salokya. That's called. Okay. Now, listen. Each of these lokas, we'll try to say the essence of it. You can feel it. Says, Maya kalatmana dhatra karma yuktamidam jagata gunapravaha etasmina unmajjati nimajjati. Maya, by me, dhatra, who is the support of all this, kalatmana, who is the atma of the kala, therefore does the prerana to the kala, idam jagat karma yuktam. This whole world is made full of, therefore, the karma. All these lokas which are spoken, including the Devalokas also karma yuktam. Then what is jnana yukta lokam? Aham brahmasmi. That is separate from all this. That is not a part of Srishti. That is that truth reality where all these Srishtis dissolve only. So, yes, of karma yuktam idam mahajagatu guna pravaha. What is there is there? Continuous flow of the gunas in this. Be careful about all these expressions. These are all the lokas which are having me as support and my own self called as Kala is the one which is making all these lokas happen, and in them the sub base is what for all jivas is karma, and it is full of guna pravaha. So gunas are fully there in these lokas, and any jiva takes up any guna, any jiva is given any guna. According to that, he does karma, then he goes into different lokas. Guna pravaha etasmin, in this unmajjati nimajjati. That's how in these worlds only unmajjati. In some lives, because of good activities, they go to the higher worlds, and again because of bad karma, nimajjati, they come back. Like we every day in our one day's life, with all our good qualities, we are in a higher world of love and happiness. Unmajjati, we have only risen ourselves. And the same day, something bad happened and we become so demonic, rakshasic, and we do actions such a way that we only feel regretted or guilty. We get the phala of that nimajjati. Every day we are doing in the guna pravaha. Even at this very moment, our own mind is getting affected by the gunas. Moment by moment. Suddenly, when you have sattva guna, that thought is heard very clearly. When you have raja guna, suddenly something is remembered. अरे चाय के लिए स्टॉव पे लगाया था मैं. एवरी डे मैं चाय पीने के लिए तो क्लास में बैठता हूँ. एनीवे आधा घंटा 2 कप चाय हो ही जाता है. रजोगुण आ गया तो gone. At the very moment. And if these two things you are not listening means you are already in tamoguna. The kya kaha brand? What did Swamiji say? The brand is at that time their mana is in tamoguna. Some people to Shyam Ramachandra ki jai, that time only they get awakened only to the waking world. Happening or not? Trigunas. So I tell you one secret, which will some other day will exhaust to discuss, maybe tomorrow any day. Whatever is there in this Pindanda is alone is happening in the Brahmanda. If we can analyze the Pindanda and understand, the entire Brahmanda can be understood to some extent. Maybe one of the days we will explain this and then in compare to this, that one. Not right now. Today though we'll see the thing which is given in our text. So Maya Kalatmana Dhatra. By me, who is the Dhata, the supporter of all this, with my alone another expression called Kala, Idam Karma Yuktam Jagata, this entire world of karma is being maintained. Guna Pravaha. In this, the first Bhagavan's Prakshobhana say, the Mula Prakruti में जो गुण हुआ ना expression, वहाँ से start हुआ creation, it is going on, going on, going on. And in that, jivas are unmajjati nimajjati. Unmajjati jiva. In this both you can accept. It is Ishvara Leela, any jiva he can lift up or throw down. Or he can say that every jiva again, with his choice by devotion to the Lord, he can lift himself upper. By negative choice, he can even fall down. Okay. भगवान को क्यों छोड़ना पड़ता है? Because it is his creation ultimately. It has his own choice. He has got his own choice to even give liberation for a person who has never done any sadhana. These are all Bhagavata dharmas. Bhagavan, because only then the supreme power of the Bhagavan can be proved. Otherwise, he will be powerless. अगर परम दुष्ट दुर्मार्ग बद्ध व्यक्ति को भी मुक्ति नहीं देते भगवान, then he is not full free. He is not fully independent and all powers are his, we cannot say. Therefore, to say that is all powerful, we have to say that even the worst fellow also gives mukti. And that's not he does it. Directly he will not give. He is slowly evolving that fellow by giving variety of opportunities, exposures, experiences. And if we are one of them only from the worst life, slowly by the grace of Bhagavan and opportunity given by him, slowly we have come up to human in this also with some animal tendencies, some rakshasic inclinations. We are trying to be human along with some sadhana. Now, as we make use of opportunities given by the Lord, we are going to evolve. Okay, so this shloka is so beautiful. Unmajjati nimajjati. Guna pravaha etasmin unmajjati nimajjati maya kalatmana dhatra karma yuktam idam jagat. This is the jagat where karma yuktam. So as long as we are in karma, in these worlds only, in different lokas, in these different yonis, we keep on moving. That is what in Gita, 8th chapter, Abrahma bhuvana lokaha punaha avartinaha. All the lokas, right from Brahma loka up to this, going and coming vale, depending on karma. But Mamupetya, the ones who discover the self with the Lord, identity with the self, Lord, Punarjanma Navidyate. For them, there's no coming back into Jiva, because by the time you reach the Lord, all your vasanas, ajnana are exhausted. Ajnana and vasana are the cause for karma and Punarjanma. They are gone, so there's no coming back to that Jiva. Liberated. That's called as definition of mukti. Experience of it. When you reach it, you will know it. So that way, Gita, Upanishad, this text, combinedly when you study, clarity comes. By although every text is complete, but if you don't get the completeness in your understanding, take the help of some other text. Like that, सब शास्त्र एक वाक्य सब मिलकर यही बताते हैं, इस तरह बंधन, इस तरह से मुक्ति. After this, now Bhagavan is taking up another subject. Anuhu bruhat krushaha stulaha yoyo bhavaha prasiddhyati sarvahapi uvaya samyuktaha prakrutya purushena cha. So yaha bhavaha prasiddhyati. Whatever the expressions you see in this world, Anuhu as small as an atom, Brahatu as big as a Brahmadeva, Krushaha as patla as any some earthworm, Stulaha as mote as a let us say anaconda, anaconda something they say, or all these things. They're a big family of lizards, what they call them, big one, dinosaur and all. Whatever they are, there Anuho to Brahatoho, Krusha Stula. So these are all the names of Bhagavan Vishnu in Vishnu Sahasranama. Telugu people are listening nowadays. I don't know how much they are enjoying. I am to reveling in that. मजा आ रहा है एक एक नाम. So Anurbrahat Krusha Stulaha Gunabhrun Nirguno Mahan. So Anave Namaha Brahate Namaha Krushay Namaha Stulay Namaha Gunabrute Namaha Nirgunay Namaha Mahate Namaha Adrutay Namaha Swadrutay Namaha Swamshay Namaha Pravgamshay Namaha Vamshavardhanay Namaha Varabrute Namaha Katitay Namaha Yogishay Namaha. All these nama. So that is Vishnu Sahasranama. Here, whatever is Anu, microbes, we can talk. Brahata, as big as dinosaur. Krushaha, very thin. Stulaha, very thick fat. In any of the yonis, in general in all yonis, whatever are there, yo bhavaha prasiddhyati. Whatever beings you see them, sarva api uvaya samyuktaha. All of them are endowed with both. What both they are? Prakrutya Purushena cha. Both with Prakriti and Purusha. हर एक जीव में प्रकृति पुरुष दोनों मिलकर रहते हैं. Now this Prakriti Purusha together created the world of beings and things. But in the primordial case, both Prakriti Purusha are not there. What is there is only pure Parabrahma. So in Gita 7th chapter, एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणि इत्युपधारय अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः प्रभव प्रलयस्तथा. When it is said through the Parabara Prakriti entire world is made, I am substratum for both of them. Or 9th chapter Maya Dekshina Prakriti Suete Sachirachara, when it is said, 13th chapter, 14th, in every chapter of Gita, that is what is said. The entire creation has Prakriti and Purusha in it both. Purusha is Ishvara, underline it. And Ishvara knows his Brahma Swarupa. When Ishvara dissolves his creation, and in Maya also he submerges in himself, he is not even Ishvara, he is direct Brahma. That will be coming toward the end of this chapter. So right now, Sarva api Ubhaya Samyuktaha Prakrutya Purushena cha. So Sarvayonishi Kaunteya Murteya Sambhavatyaha Tasam Brahmamadhyonihi Aham Bija Prapida Satvam Rastamiti Gunaha Prakut Sambhavaha. 14th chapter if you study, and next chapter is talking about elaboration of the gunas only. That will give more clear picture. So right now, anything in this world is endowed with Prakriti and Purusha, both. So entire creation is full of Prakriti and Purusha. Stones, plants, all of them, yeah, in that also Purusha is there. In a non-expressed form. Not expressing as Chaitanya, Satta Rupana is there, Purusha in that. And all the Rupanama are belonging to the Prakriti, like we saw in the morning Vedanta Dindima class exhaustively. So all the world is made up of mixture of both Prakriti Purusha. Okay. Now from here, very interesting. What we concluded recently on our Mandukya, same thing is said. And what we are studying this will be same two shlokas, yeah, as it is printed, will be the next two shlokas in our Telugu Vedanta Dindima class. I mean, क्या बताऊं? Bhagavan must be wanting us to understand these shlokas very thoroughly. Perhaps these shlokas are very important in our evolutionary stage, in our understanding. इसलिए भगवान हमको ये बार बार सुना रहे हैं ये श्लोकों को. What is that? Very important. अब तक creation बताया. But in and through the creation, though so much of variety is there, what's our goal? To get liberation. Either go beyond all that or see the same Paramatma in and through all. This is what is said in these two shlokas. First one, कि यह तो यस्य आदि अंतश्च यस्तु यस्यादिरन्तश्च स वै मध्यं च तस्य सन् विकारो व्यवहारार्थः यथा तैजस पार्थिवाः. So, यह तो यस्य आदि अंतः, that whichever is the in the beginning at the end of something. Something is there, it has a beginning, and this ended into something. So whatever is the beginning and end of something, yahato yasya adi antah, savai madhyam cha tasya san, in the middle also that alone. Then vikaro vyavahara artha, then in between it appeared in different forms. That's called as vikara. That is only for vyavahara. Yatha taijasa parthiva. Taijasa is gold. Parthiva is a mud. So, Adi of all the mud pots, etc., is mud only. You know? Anta also of all the pots is mud only. Then what is Madhya? Madhya also is mud only. But what about the position of the pot? Pot's position is Vyavahara Artha. It is for the sake of Laukika Vyavahara, for the variety of Jivas, that the potness is there. But even when it is as a pot used in Vyavahara, that at time also it is mud only. So to the gold. Adi of all ornaments is gold, end of all ornaments is gold. In between the ornament is Vyavaharartha. So to entire Brahmanda, the Adi is Parabrahma. Entire Brahmanda, Anta is Parabrahma. In between what is there is Parabrahma. Then what about all these 14 lokas like that Ananta Koti Brahmanda Vyavaharartha? In the Vyavahara, you can include all. Ishvara's Leela, Jivas Prarabdha, Jivas opportunity for sadhana. अब सब व्यवहार में आ जाते. In between is only व्यवहार. By this what again a hint is given. As long as you are in व्यवहार, propelled by the Triguna, you will be in the Madhya Sthiti. When you transcend all Vyavahara by all Viveka Vairagya, then you will see the Anta of these all things, after which you enter into the Adi, which is Paramatma. All these will end, and which was there in the beginning, that only is realized, called as Parabrahma. So that is why, to some extent, we do Vyavahara. Slowly from the Vyavahara, you have to withdraw to enter into the stage of inquiry about what exactly the base substratum of all. To inquire that, the mind has to be brought into calmness, quietness. That is why the Paramatapa of Manasa Indriyanam Aikagryam. And that's what we studied in the earlier chapter of Bhikshu Gita when he said Parohi Yogaha Manasaha Samadhihi. Every chapter, everywhere we are seeing in the mind when it is brought into absolute samasthiti, sattva sthiti, non-influenced by any vasana, they are exhausted, not influenced by any desires, because it is understood that Jagat is mithya. With that mind, when we inquire, these truths are revealed to us. What is that? That which was there in the beginning, that alone will be the end. In between also, what is there is that alone. But they're all vikara for the sake of vyavahara. So vikaraha vyavaharartha. No, while listening this story, you have to be careful about one aspect. Ki, these all vikaras for vyavahara. Now, vyavahara you take very seriously, you become samsari. Vyavahara you take lightly, that much samsara is not there in you. When you transcend the vyavahara, this whole vikara is not there for you. What is there is the avikara parabrahma. Is not our heart becoming lighter when this knowledge is gained? One is how the creation happened, we understood. It is Ishvara's. Therefore, the process, when you know it, a little confidence comes. Then it is told that it is for Vyavahara, the Vikara in between. Therefore, as much of the forces are there in us to the Vyavahara, such type of Vikara Yukta Jagat will be put in front of us, or we are sent to that Jagat. Then when you reduce the Vyavahara, Artha Kama is Vyavahara, Dharma also is Vyavahara. Only Mukshuta, Moksha Purushartha is beyond Vyavahara. Vyavahara means karma. Karma is always prompted by the kamana. See, there are two things. I want to gain something and I want to know ultimate thing. When you want to gain, you are a karta, do karma to gain it. But I want to know, in this want to know, the want is not a karma of giving us karma phala, but here the want is the one which will reveal to us the truth or reality. That's why the knowledge. Seek the knowledge about the substratum of the entire world. That is me, that is the self, that is Paramatma. Then entire Vyavahara, all that is understood. Hai to hai, nahi to nahi, kya farak? Now it comes, yastu yasya adirantascha savai madhyam jatasya san vikaro vyavahara artha yatha tayesa parthivaha. Then what? Yad upadaya purvastu bhavaha vikurute aparam. Okay? Having as upadana that whatever it has created later on out of it, adi anta yada yasya. Okay? That is the adi and anta of that thing. Tat satyam avidiyate. That's called as satyam. Okay? Like mud is there. From the mud, the pot is came. Pot has gone and mud remained. So from the upadana of the mud, the pot came. Pot dissolved, mud is remaining. So what was there in the beginning and end, and also in between whatever is there, when the shape of mud in the shape of pot and the name of pot is called, the same mud is there, that is called as Satyam by all the saints and sages. And then in between whatever the appearance is there pot, even though it is utilized, it is asatyam. At the most mithya, because some vyavaharika satta is there for that. In this we have to get established. In a broader sense, if you see, from Paramatma only the entire world emerged for vyavahara. That vyavahara, anybody can make it as samsara, anybody can make it as sadhana. A samsari, when it makes a samsara, he suffers in vyavahara. Same vyavahara, when it takes a sadhana, he comes out of it. But the world, the flow of the world goes on. At the total level, in your own individual life, my own life. Like this is a vyavahara I am doing of satsang. I can make it a samsara by misguiding myself or doing in it wrong way. This vyavahara of satsanga can become a samsara. When I am immature and try to or do it in a non-positive way. In whatever the way. Same vyavahara can become a sadhana for me to take me beyond even the vyavahara to the truth, to the self. So to each one of you are in your own different activities. All of us, you and I are not different. We are in our own vyavahara. This laukika vyavaharika jagat, we are there. Given to us by the Lord. By having more and more value given to the things and beings, by giving more and more value to the desires that are popping up in the mind, we are making the vyavahara as samsara. By just doing only what is to be done, not having any kamana desire, and trying to know through these means only the substratum called as sadhana. So vyavahara is going on. Make it sadhana, so rise above, make it samsara and fall down. It is everybody's choice. This is one aspect. But the main thing is what? That which was there in the beginning ends at the end, remains at the end. That alone is Satyam. In between, whatever the, even for the sake of Vyavahara, the Vikara of the Prakriti appeared in the form of this Jagat, which is Prakriti Purusha combination, the Jagat, all of that is not Satyam. What is the meaning of not Satyam? It's not going to remain as it is, remain permanently. Therefore, don't hold on to. Like this, from this sloka and meaning, hundreds of corollary meanings can be taken out for consoling ourselves with wisdom. Like when I buy a pot, it's made out of mud. I must know when the pot is brought that it is mithya, it will break one day. With this mind, you use the pot. When it breaks, which is obvious, we will not suffer so much because of that, because already we know the fact. Whenever we suffered with any pot breakage, only thing was we have not understood that it is unreal, one day it is going to break. An example of pot is given. So to every object in the world, your vehicles, cars, your scooters, your fields or lands, your houses, your clothes, kuch bhi kaho, they are all like the pots. So to the people, so to the relations with the people, so to all the bhavanas we have in us, all of them are in between. None of them will remain permanent. None of them will. One day an end will come to them. If you know that anything which has a beginning will have an end, then you will enjoy the beginning, the continuance, and the end. You are not a samsara. That is the meaning of only that which was in the beginning and is Satyam. That by saying so, he is giving us a test to do the further exercise. What a further exercise? Beginning and end Satya means in between Vala is not Satya. It is only Vyavaharika. Therefore, don't give reality to anything. But in the Vyavahara Kala, we have to give value, reality to the sadhana and sadhana related things like Satsanga, Guru, Ityadi, till we establish. Once we establish, even these also again become part of Vyavahara to be devalued like the Vyavahara. Not now. है ना? अगर इसको भी अगर आप वैल्यू नहीं करोगे, फिर यहाँ से जागृत होने के लिए टू awaken to the higher, we will not even support. So at the end of our sadhana, like after reaching the shores, then you can leave the boat. Not in between. When you are there in the ocean, when it is full of all the floods or cyclones or in the river. So the Guru, the Satsanga, the Shastra are the boats for us to cross in this samsara. Once you cross, you leave it. But now we have to accept. अदरवाइज मैं आस्क क्वेश्चन तो हमें वर्तमान में जो भी है वो मिथ्या है वैल्यू नहीं करना यू आर देयर इन द वर्तमान so I leave you also satsang I will leave you and all so that choice is not given you may take how can I value it if you are so careless is it not nobody will care you if you don't care but then that is but otherwise the only which is in the beginning and alone is satya. Beginning was Paramatma, end is Paramatma. This is all between Mithya. And see, this is such a fact, the in between thing is Mithya. We see all the things. The things dying we are seeing, things becoming old we are seeing, things growing we are seeing, things born we are seeing, things modifying we are seeing, things deciding we are seeing. Not only the outer, our own. उसको देखकर भी ध्यान से सुनना वी आर नॉट एबल टू कैच दैट इज कॉल्ड एज पश्यन् अपि च न पश्यति मूढ़ः. What is the most wondrous wonder Ashcharya of this world? Yaksha asks the Dhritarashtra, Yudhishthira, sorry. Yudhishthira says, Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalaya. Every day people are dying. Shesha stavaram ichanti. Others think that those who are not dead, that they are going to alive. Kim Ashcharya matah param. What can there be greater surprise than this that they want to continue and they try to continue? Like when you see a procession of people going and taking a dead body to burial ground, you see all of them taking him such a way that they are going to be permanent. They don't even a thought have that a day will come, here will also go. If that thought is there, then before the death, what is to be done to transcend the death? That jignasa will come, like it came to Parikshit and all. He will become pakka sadhak. Not that after burying or burning that body, they go for hotel and tea and coffee. आजकल तो वो थक गए यार, उठा उठा के भोज मुर्दे को मरने का बाद बंदा वाकई बहुत वजन ही होता है. Then the people are enjoying nowadays party, thinking that they are permanent. It's about not anyone, अपने ही बारे में. Is it not? Am I the same 15 years back जैसा था वैसे ही हूँ क्या? बदल रहा हूँ ना. Then after 10 years I'll not be like this. 20 years उसके बाद it is a fact. This to be joyfully accepted. And not that we are going to completely end. We'll again be taken, given a birth. You are doing so much of philanthropic activities, punya karma and all. You will be born in a better, they have better people around, better Swami to teach you Shastra. He can do sadhana for you. I can't do for you. because मैं अपने लिए भी कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ. आपके लिए कहाँ टाइम है मेरे को. You may get guru in the next janma who will do japa, upasana, puja, meditation, all for you. You can relax watching TV. शायद अगर आपका ऐसा पुण्य है तो हो सकता होगा. So when this knowledge is this way thoroughly churned, churning करना है. When the ambrosia which comes out of it redeems and relieves us from so many of the notions which are the cause for dukkha. All dukkhas are because notional. All problems, including national, are only notional and emotional and commotional. All of them can be removed only by devotional sadhana. Devotee to this knowledge. Much more are there in this to contemplate. We are only seeing what Bhagavan is explaining. Thoda sa. Then second time, third time, with inquisitiveness when you study these shlokas, contemplate, ponder on the meaning, then little more deeper meanings come to us. And you can see Krishna Bhagavan is telling this to Uddhavaji in an objective manner. नॉट इन्वॉल्व इंटेंसली एज ए संसारी. इस तरह से मैंने जगत बनाया, ठीक है, मेरे मैं ही प्रकृति पुरुष के रूप में आकर जगत बनाया पूरा. सारे जीव में आ रहे, कोई उन्मज्जति कोई निमज्जति है. कोई लोग इसको व्यवहार को रियल बनाकर संसार बना लेते हैं. सब लोग टेकिंग व्यवहार है साधना गोइंग. And in this world only, as he has given the Kama, Krodha and Vishayas for us to bind, in the same world, Bhagavan has given Sataguna, Sadguru, Shastra, Satsanga also for liberation. अब सिटी में दोनों दुकान है या दोनों चीज़ें, मंदिर भी है, क्लब है. अब तुम क्लब में जाकर क्लब क्यों है इधर कहे तो कैसे, मंदिर भी है ना, तुम जाओ. Is it not? It is your responsibility to know what are there and where to enter. नेवर एवर क्वेश्चन. सिर्फ मंदिर होते भगवान दुनिया में. आई वुड हैव गॉन इनटू द मंदिर ओनली. इट इज लॉर्ड्स मिस्टेक दैट ही हैज मेड द क्लब और द अदर थिंग्स. बाय सेइंग दिस यू आर नॉट हेल्पिंग योरसेल्फ. इज इट नॉट? बाय ब्लेमिंग समवन डिड वी हेल्प आवरसेल्फ एनी टाइम? ओनली बाय नोइंग व्हाट इज द कॉज एंड सॉल्विंग इट वी विल बी फाइंडिंग सॉल्यूशन. समझ गए ना बात? भगवान ने सारे दुनिया को बुरा बनाया करके सोच कुछ फायदा तो नहीं आपको. अच्छा भी है इधर, उसमें जाओ आपको फायदा होगा. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस सटल थिंग? बाय ब्लेमिंग द गॉड और एनीबडी, दैट ही इज द वन हु क्रिएटेड द बैड आल्सो. Therefore, he is the cause of my bondage. Even though if it's a fact, let us say for surface value, face value, we accept it. But उसका फायदा क्या हो रहा है? Only one thing you can ask, कि then he is the one who has to liberate me. He says already बेवकूफ बगल में मंदिर रखा हूं ना, जो जा. See the subtle thing. No, you take me to the temple. I take you to temple only. You only looked at the bar and you went into that. I did not take you there. I made both of them, but I did not take you. You only went. You only come out and go there. नो दिस प्लेस. जैसे आप कहते नहीं मैं नहीं आऊँगा, खुद तुम ही मुझे ले जाओ. भगवान कहते अबे मुक्ति तेरे को चाहिए कि मेरे को चाहिए? सी दैट फाइनल आर्गुमेंट, मेरे को चाहिए तो यू डू इट ना. देखो, गुरु एंड लॉर्ड always have a final say because They are liberated. They are not bound. They are not bound even to liberate us. If you do too much of nuisance and all, they will leave you and go. तो फंसे रहो. Anywhere, even general life also, common sense में, when I am in trouble, you are the helper to me. You are in the Lord's position and I am at the lower position. I must be your devotee and listen to you. मैं अपना अकड़ जमाऊंगा तो छोड़ के जाएंगे, कोई मदद नहीं करेगा. So these are the funny plays of the ego along with the mind, because of which we only continue to win samsara, and that we claim as wisdom. And to that, our some modern knowledge and some other stupid fellows, more stupid than us, are the authority for us. उन सब का मदद लेके अपने बेवकूफ दिमाग को लेकर हम इस तरह से जस्टिफाई करते हुए भगवान चाहे तो मेरे को मुक्ति देंगे. हाँ, नहीं चाहेंगे, वो फंसे रहो. You are so फंसे रहो भाई. I don't want to come to class and listen all Vedanta and Jnanam. फंसे रहो. What can anybody do? It is your life. You are responsible. Is it not? Again he postpone it. अगले बार जब मौका मिलेगा तब भी ऐसे ही होगा. अब I should I give you मौका again? I will not give. अब दिया आ जाओ, नहीं दिया तो नहीं दूंगा. लड़ो मत भगवान से, सरेंडर करो. Now, in this way, tat satyam avidiyate is done. Now, prakrutihi asya upadanam adaraha purushah paraha sato vivyanjakah kalaha brahma tatritayantu aham. This 19th shloka is the summary of what is said so far, and it is so simple, beautiful thing, must be kept in mind by all of us. Listen carefully. Very important shloka it is. इतना important है कि मैं बता नहीं सकता, जरूरत नहीं है, आप समझ लेते हो कि इसे ऐसा प्रकृति ही अस्य उपादानम अस्य सतः. अस्य मीन्स दिस, सतः मीन्स विच इज वेरी क्लियरली परसीव्ड यू, नथिंग बट द जगत. ऑफ ऑल दिस जगत, व्हाट इज उपादानम? मटेरियल कॉज प्रकृति ही. आधारः पुरुषः परः. व्हाट इज द सपोर्ट सबस्ट्रेटम फॉर दिस, फॉर इट टू बी देयर इंटैक्ट? पुरुषः, द ईश्वर इज परः. हो गया दोनों. Then sata हो गया. अभिव्यंजकः काल. Then what is that which is converting this मूला prakriti, the karana, upadana karanam, in the form of this jagata, kala, which is my own expression. तीन हो गए. One is मूला prakriti, second is Ishvara, third is kala. So the prakriti is becoming the moola padartham or the upadana karanam. Then the Ishvara is becoming the support and substratum. Kala is the one which is making the Prakriti to appear in the form of this endless infinite world. तीन हो गए. Then who are you? Brahma tu tat tritayam aham. I am the Brahma who is other than these three, but who is the substratum of all these three. Brahma tat tritayam tu aham. Aham tu Brahma tat tritayam. I am the Brahmana. In the ignorance of me as Brahmana, these three come to express. I, without me, neither the Ishvara is there, nor Prakriti is there, nor Kala is there. This is what we studied, if you remember, in the second, third skandhas. In the creation, when it was explained to us. Prakriti, Kala, and the Ishvara's Shakti, and every Jiva's Samskara. All of them put together become this world, but all of them have the substratum of the Brahma Vastu Tattva. And this Brahma is not modified into these three, not got changed into them. Nor when those three have happened, the Brahma has got any effect on him. Means when the Sushti happened, because the Kala, because of Prakriti, in the form of this one, Brahma has not changed. Sthiti Kala, no. When the Laya, no. Brahma. Like in my own conscious presence, the three avasthas coming and going. When the three avasthas are coming and going, nothing is happening to me. And I am there in every of the aspect of every avastha. That's what Puja Gurudev's language, the relationless relationship between the Parabrahma Tattva and this Jagat. Now what is Jagat? It's understood. The Ishvara, the Preraka, of the Prakriti. And Ishvara does prerana of the Prakriti through the another roop of him called as Kala. And he, the Lord Ishvara, as the Kala, is doing Shobhanam from that beginning, first to Shobhana onwards, till again it becomes dissolved. The Kala is going on working. Kala only makes creation, Kala only brings modification, Kala only dissolves. A Vyashti as well as Samashti. Along with that Kala, Bhagavan has got Jnanam also. In what way the Prakriti had to be made into different lokas, different dehas, fitting for different jivas. And all these drama is happening. The Brahma Tattva is untouched by them. And he is all permeated in all of them all the time. This is what is very difficult in the beginning to digest. Like anything new appears to be difficult. But when you keep on contemplating on, pondering on that, slowly the possibility we start accepting. As I gave the example of our own three avasthas and conscious self in us, and also the electricity. In his presence only all equipments are working, but none of the equipments are touching the electricity. In the electricity, none of the expressions of the electricity are there, of the equipments are there. है ना? बिजली में वो हवा नहीं, घुमाव नहीं है पंखे का, एक ग्लोइंग नहीं है फिलामेंट का, है ना? द हीटिंग नहीं है हीटर का, none of them. This is more beautifully explained in the 9th chapter of Gita, 4th, 5th, 6th shlokas. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. Vastani sarvabhutani. Third, nacha aham tejavastita. Fourth, nacha vastani bhutani. Pashyame yogam aishwaram. This is what you have to visualize in meditation and understand. First is what? I am the one who is permeating the entire world as an avyakta murti. That is Satchit. Therefore, matstani sarvabhutani. All of them are in me. Nacha aham tejavastita. I am not there in them means their rupa nama are not belonging to me. That's the meaning of I am not in them. And finally, they are not in me means what? They are not other than me, apart from me, independent of. So the shape formless mud is permeated in all pots. All pots are in the mud. Mud is not in the pot in the sense in the shapes of the pot. And no pot is there in the mud because what is there is mud alone. If these four one can understand deeply, first examples, then slowly on the seat of contemplation, when we become very calm, quiet, and subtle, and in that subtlest mind, and also Shuddha Sattva Guna mind, which is filled with jignasa and inquiry to know the truth, when it focuses on the truth, self, conscious, blissful self, ये सारे चीजें समझ में आने लगते. Without Antakarana Shuddhi, without Guru Padesha, without the Guru and Bhagavad Anugraha, these won't happen. That's why Shanno Mitra, all that we have to do for the understanding of this knowledge. So the entire world you see, yes sir, what is Upadanam, Prakriti sir, what is Adhishtanam, Ishvara sir, who is the one who is making the Jagat appear like this sir? The Kalam. Kala is nothing but Extra Paramatma. All three are Parabrahma only, yet he is none of those three. They can't be independent of him, but he is always independent of them. If that is not there, then no jiva will have liberation. He'll go on getting kicked in that Prakriti because of the three gunas. Logically, there should be something beyond these three to get out of those three things. And there is, if let us say there are 10 million jivas. In that 9.99 million jivas may all be enjoying that. But definitely there will be one jiva who gets fed up of that and want to evolve out of it. Like 10 million fishes were in the water. But one fish thought, yeah, isse hatkar kuch hoga. Then it jumped out of water. Is it not? Other things may be in the water. But one, एक को अगर लगा पॉसिबिलिटी इससे अलग हटकर कुछ है, मतलब है उधर. In the same way, even one jiva feels that all this is bondage, means what? There is something beyond this which is liberation. And that state of liberation of Brahmasmi Any jiva who reaches, he finds there's no bondage to me. Because that jnanam I got, that I am that Brahman, which is never changeable, never modifiable, never mutable, never born, never dying, never absent at all. I am that. Actually, I am that only. Unnecessarily, I came and got into this Deha and this Jiva Bhava. With the Deha Jiva, when I am born in this body, then with variety of relations and newly created ones, such a hodgepodge thing I made. All that is ignorance. All that is ignorance, innocence. We have to transcend it through the Jnanam. The Vedanta Shastra or Purana Shastras give us the knowledge of coming out of all this bondage. ठीक है, और भी बहुत सुंदर बातें हैं, आप पढ़ते रहो उसको. सर्गः प्रवर्तते तावत् पौर्वापरेण नित्यशः महान गुण विसर्गार्थः स्थित्यन्तः यावदीक्षणम्. So this creation continues to sustain till Bhagwan's sankalpa is there, and in that creation the jivas going up and down, given with the opportunities given to them, taken by them with the three gunas, goes on happening. And this Svarga is there for Guna Visarga Arthaha, for the sake of Jivas to make use of the Guna and go up and down. कब तक होगा ये? यावद ईक्षणम. As long as Bhagavana maintains his sankalpa of creation. When he does our sankalpa of dissolution, entire world goes into dissolution in the way it got created. Again, when the new creation comes, all the things will be again brought with the yet to liberated jivas, they'll be given all the position. And how the dissolution happens when Bhagavan takes Sankalpa, that is the last portion. How? This Sthula slowly into Sukshma, Sukshma into Karana, that is into Samishti Ahankara, the Mahatattva, the Avyakrita, then Prakriti Avyakrita into that Ishvara, and he into that finally Paramatma kaise merge hote, all that we see tomorrow. This is how this chapter, when we pause and try to understand, it will give some very sublime knowledge, no doubt, but that helps us to expand our vision. Definitely, no doubt, in the beginning, things will not be understood, it will be heavy, it will be load, it will be confusion, like any new thing. But when we have that faith that these are Shastras, when Bhagavan says towards the end that Esha Sankhya Vidhi Prokta Samshaya Granthi Vedanaha Pratilomanulobhabhyam Paravaradrusha Maya. This is the one by which all the Hridaya Granthis, Samshayas, Ajnanas go away. That's what is the definition of Mukti. When Bhagavan says that this Jnanam gives Mukti, we should have interest in learning this knowledge. And not at all difficult. Yesterday, day before today, 3 days when we repeated, it became little understandable to us. Tomorrow also we see if required one more day, then more clarity will come. Then that has to be memorized or remembered again and again to keep in the mind. All said and done, the take-home points always should be there. From Parabrahma only, Prakriti Purusha, from that only entire creation came. Parabrahma is unchangeable, immutable. Whoever discovers him is liberated. Whoever are not discovering it are liberated. They are in the Srishti, going up and down, using all the gunas that are given by doing their karma. Up to Brahma Loka they can go up to the Patal Loka down they can go. घूम के आओ, घूम के आओ. तो बंदा घर से निकलता है ना, कोई कोई तो घूम के आता लाइक द पंछी, फिर पेड़ से डाली से घोंसले से when they go, all they घूमो and come in the evening. So to you and I, the panchi came out of the self and घूम रहे. We also have gone through so many lives of earlier. It's talked about us only. ये भगवान की कृपा है कि हमको याद नहीं है कि पिछले जन्म में क्या थे. It is His grace, neither good nor bad, nothing He makes us remember. But the wisdom that is whatever gained out, it is given to us. परसों ये बात किससे हो रहा था, पिछले जन्म का कुछ याद नहीं रहेगा लेकिन ज्ञान याद रहेगा. When that was discussion, then I said, मजाक में, don't take it seriously. Then it means anybody who is marrying in this life, they are marrying it first time. I said, I think you understood. नहीं, they might have married out earlier. अगर earlier marry किया तो wisdom होना चाहिए. Wisdom है तो इस जन्म. Because they carry the wisdom. They said no. If the wisdom is carried, how can you the mistake? Then I only gave the answer. It is not only the miseries in that beautiful bondage of wife and husband. How much ever they break their denture or the wig they pull out, but still they love each other. उसका मजा मजा ये जो सजा सजा को और पोर करता है. That is how they continue. Anyway, these are some take home points. What are the take home point? Not the wig and the teeth, but this is how it is our choice in this world. That all the three gunas are there in that sattva guna inside, sattva guna vastus outside, sattva guna teaching shastra and guru. When you hold on to, then we rise above and know the truth and liberate. If not, what we are doing, continue. Look at the world, get the desire. Close the eyes, get the desire because of asanas, and then work out to get the desire and get the enjoyment. Whatever is given in this world, और कोई भी इस जगत में इस जीवन में नहीं दिया पाएंगे, तो you are given another life. चलता रहेगा ये. Not only in one pralaya. Again, next Srishti, we'll always be born again with different people. And if the prarabdha is there, again we may meet again and again, but we may not know. Is it not? को पहचान वहचान नहीं होता, लेकिन लेन देन है तो चलता रहे. These are all possible in this world. So that all subject is there, which is a system of creation, not required for sadhana. Therefore, all those are not put in Shastra elaborately or not even discussed in satsang. उसको क्या जरूरत है? We have come, know Shastra and truth, realize. That is only to be focused. बाकी सबके important नहीं है. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदम पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. चलो भैया, कुछ समय रामायण देखेंगे.